this was super helpful for us raising our kids. A lot of people don't have a training system. They don't actually have a means of training. So when you have a new job, you show up your first day of the job, guess what happens? Like they immediately sit you down and start to train you for the new job. You join a new sport. I remember when Jackson went out for football, goes out to practice literally like for like 2 or 3 months before their first game. It was just training, 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 training. Kyra just went out for debate. You know, a lot of kids, they'll do like 6 months of debate club before their first tournament. And when our kids join our family, we're like, do what I tell you, or you'll be disciplined. Like it's so strange. We don't have any proactive way of training. And this is actually the most commanded thing given to fathers, right? Both in Ephesians 6, when Paul had one thing to say to dads, he said, train up your children in the instruction of the Lord. Hebrews 12 says the same thing. Fathers, train your children. And, you know, obviously Proverbs, train up your child in a way. You should go train, train, train. But you talk to probably 95% of Christian parents and say, well, what's your strategy for training? What's your system for training? They'll look at you and say, well, we have a system for disciplining our kids when they don't do what we tell them, but we don't have a system for training, which is the most repeated command. So yeah, what do you see here as the kind of key or something that stands out to you about developing a training system?
Well, I think first of all, I just want to speak to the training discipline thing. I think for years, I don't know, just my brain interpreted those as like synonyms.
Yes.
Like, and one, you could use one word or the other, they're interchangeable, training, discipline, same thing. But really, um, they're not.
No.
So I feel like if you understand that training is the idea of showing a child how to do something and then making sure they have enough reps at that thing that they have it down or they get it now or now they know. And you can tell that they're capable of the thing and they're able to do the thing. Then the discipline can come after that when you
Right.
see um either defiance of that thing they've been
Right.
trained in or a lack of attention to the thing that they've been trained in or things like that, then there can be this follow through with discipline. And I think that that's just really important that parents kind of see the dichotomy that we need to train the kids first so that they're not, I think if we see this used in a negative light, we just assume that you're just like, beating your kids or something like that.
Right.
But if you're taking time to train them, show them, display, make sure they're capable, all of those things. It makes a lot more sense that you then have to follow up with a discipline if the thing that they've been trained in is something that they're ignoring or
Right.
disobeying or
Can I,
whatever.
yeah, maybe if I could underline that again, going back to the analogy, imagine if you went to your first day of work and you sat down at a computer, didn't know the first thing, but you only got disciplined for not doing the right thing. That's what it's like for a lot of kids in Christian families. Like you do get disciplined if I spend a month training you to do a job, I train you to say my pleasure at Chick-fil-A, and you never say it. You might get disciplined for that, right? You might get written up or whatever. Same thing with the sport. You the first day of sports, you don't just like hand a kid the baseball bat. You show them, you work with them. But if after months of training, they refuse to put into practice the basic things that they can do, you've seen them do it, they've drilled it a million times, and they just are like, nah, I just wasn't focused. Then you tell them, oh, go run a lap. Like that's the when discipline. Discipline is this thing that happens after training. And yeah, to your point, April, it's really weird how for some reason these things have sort of merged in the family world where discipline and training are the same thing and oftentimes discipline just sort of subsumes training and becomes the only pathway to it. If you're interested in training your kids at all, familyteams.com/train. You get 12 tips for training your kids. I love all 12 of these. This is such a great list.